We got a gentleman right here, Trevor Moawad, and who is the vice president of Pro Elite at API, and that's a name that you haven't heard of. For everybody to get up there on that stage, there's a team of people that help them get there, and this is one of the people that has a training outfit together that helps these athletes get to the next level. You had Jadeveon come down and work out with you for a while at your facilities, and I got to start off by just saying, you saw him. All the talk about his work ethic is out there.
Yep.
In the 6 weeks you had him, what did you see?
You know, it's interesting. We saw a guy that, as soon as he comes in, you got to have a plan kind of around all four areas: how they're going to eat, what weight they need to get to, the type of speed they need to get to. Again, you really have to have a plan to win all 4 days of the combine. Day one, the weigh-in, day two, day three, the psychological testing, and day four, obviously, where he went on and put on that show. He was great. We had no issue in terms of anything, but he was a leader in the weight room, great attendance, and I think when we explained to him, hey, this is kind of the plan, and if you go out and do this, you're going to look like Usain Bolt when you run, and he was all in. So we really had no issue.
You said you had no issue, and he followed the plan, but when he first got there, from day one to the end of week 6, I believe you said he was there with you for 6 weeks.
Yeah.
Did you see a major difference? Did you have to flip the switch to get him going, or was he already there? That's what I'm going at.
Yeah, I think there was no switch that needed to be flipped. I think he came in with high expectations for himself. He really wants to go to be the best. I think you can tell that he's a guy that at high school he was dominant. In college he was dominant. I think the biggest thing is once he understood what it was going to take, the specific plan, day in, day out. Okay, this is your lifting plan. This is going to be your movement plan. This is going to be your dietary plan. He was all in.
Trev, we got some footage here, and obviously you worked with him. There were some criticisms that were put out there. Yeah. Coach Steve Spurrier says that he could have worked a little harder. When you look at some of the footage in terms of maybe not finishing plays, or was it more about being tired, or was it more about desire? Because those things tend to come off as conflicting.
Right.
So from your perspective, when you hear a coach give a criticism like that, and then there are some plays on film that would lend to the argument, what would your response be to that?
Well, an athlete's motivated in 3 ways. They're motivated by fear, by the incentive to do something, and then that drive to be great. And I think you look at the situation he was put in, I think there's sort of a lot of mitigating factors going into the year in terms of your health, the coaching staff around you, sort of the expectations that you have for yourself and other people have for you. I think South Carolina finished in the top 5. I think if you ask him and if you watch film and you watch practice tape, which we were able to watch, you see a guy that was working hard, that was doing the things that he needed to do. I think he was double-teamed. I think he was schemed in certain ways. Again, maybe he wasn't as fit as he could have been. In the experience we had with him, I mean, there was a guy that was hugely committed. When I talked to Craig Fitzgerald, his strength coach, when he first got there, again, the strength coach, as you know, in college football, knows a lot about these guys. And I talked to our strength coach, Anthony Hobgood, about just how he was every day. And when I saw him, again, I think, was he motivated? I think he was motivated this season. I think he was motivated to help his team win, which they did. Maybe sometimes, you have a game manager as quarterback. What do I need to do to help the team? Maybe he didn't need to have 15 sacks this year. Maybe it was taking the pressure so other guys could make some plays. He just, to me, was a guy that was, number one, intelligent, spends a lot of time studying film. I mean, he studied a lot of film of his mechanics, his start, his drive phase, how he's going to finish. The way he ran and the way he studied to run that way showed me this is a guy going to learn and be successful in the NFL.
Where does he go?
Well,
number 1 pick?
Well, I'll tell you what, I think whoever gets him, and if it's Houston or somebody moving up to get him, they're going to get a heck of a player.
Trevor.
So you think he's going number 1?
I would love to see him go number 1.
Yeah, I bet you'd see. You got a lot of guys that'll be in this year's draft. Right now, Blake Bortles, Greg Robinson, Aaron Donald, along with Jadeveon. So I know you're going to be looking at those guys. Thanks for joining us, man.
Thank you, guys.